physical existence is ruled by the physical laws. You better be in tune with it if you want to handle it. There is no other way to handle the physicality. Because you are very spiritual, you can't walk the streets eyes closed. Can you? You have to walk the streets with eyes open, isn't it? So the physicality has to be handled properly. As we were mentioning yesterday, when the tsunami happened, so many people died, but people in the ocean did not die. Yes, people on the coast died. Fishermen who were on their catamarans on the ocean did not die, but those who did not go to work that day, they died. So his moral of the story is go to work every day. No, that's not the point. It is just that moral of the story is, if you want to live in some place, the deeper your understanding of the place, the better you get to live. Now you're in Chennai. The deeper your understanding of how the city functions and what happens and how the Chennai drivers drive, okay, and what is the intention of the state transport bus driver, if you understand all these things, the chances of your survival are better. Not that it's guaranteed, it's better. Now you want to live on the coast, now you have to understand the ocean because it's an everyday dance with ocean, isn't it? Do you see the ocean is always wanting to engulf you? Boom, boom, it's keep on coming at you? Yes or no? There are many ways of looking at it. When you're looking at in terms of survival and death, the ocean is always trying to get you, trying to reach out to you and get you, isn't it? Some days it'll reach out a little more. When the tide comes, you know you have to walk back, isn't it? So, you need a deeper understanding of the whole thing. The fish that live in the ocean had this understanding. The animals which lived on the coast had this understanding. But somehow human beings fail to have this understanding. It's a physical reality where the deeper your perception is, the better you can handle it. Now, if you want to drive on the road on an Indian street, the London people, you have not really driven on Indian highways. You should, it's an experience. If you want to drive on the Indian road, you not only know how to handle your car, you must be able to mind read all the people who are walking on the side. That's if you want to drive fast. If you really want to drive fast, you really have to know the intentions of the people. Otherwise you can't drive fast. Have you driven fast on the Indian highways? Okay, I keep the car floored all the time. And you really have to be absolutely every moment there. I'm just most of the time driving my car at 160, 170. I just stay like this for 8 hours. If I'm driving, I'm like not one moment like this. If you do this, you won't live. You want to drive at 40 kilometers per hour, then you can talk, look around, do this, do that and go. Yes? So you want to do something, you need a deeper and deeper perception of the situation. Only then the chances of your survival are enhanced, isn't it? If you don't do that, you will pay the price. But your train came late, so you got saved. Thanks to Indian Railways, isn't it? Or something else happened. Your ticket got cancelled. You were on the waiting list, you didn't get it. See, these things are happening every day to people. Whenever it happens, you curse it. But once in a way an airplane crashes or a train crashes or a tsunami happens, now you want to give some divine meaning to it. There is no need to look for mystical in the ordinary. Learn to handle the ordinary as ordinary, it's perfectly fine. People want to make everything mystical. This has become a fad. All the new age people, right now, they want to make everything mystical. When I first went to United States, I went to Nashville in Tennessee. There somebody came up and told me, there is a spiritual expo going on right now, would you like to come? I said, wow, this is wonderful. Even in India we don't have a spiritual expo, I want to come. They said, we'll go tomorrow, and next day they came and said, we have got you a slot to speak in the spiritual expo. I said, that's wonderful, let's go. I went there. One thing, it being Nashville, if you don't know this, Nashville is called as the music capital of United States, the country music. So somebody is really screaming away and I go inside and they're selling spiritual bath soap, spiritual toothpaste, spiritual everything, okay. This is like an Indian shandy, you know. You go to the village shandy, they got a root, if you eat this you'll become invisible, if you eat something else you'll become something else. You've seen all those things? It's all gotten exported to America now. We gave it up here, but they're picking it up in a big way. You should see the ridiculous spiritual expo absolutely ridiculous spiritual expo. It is just like the Indian village shandy, where all kinds of miraculous things are attributed to soaps and scents and bath salts and whatnot, everything is spiritual. So people are trying to desperately make simple situations of life mystical. It is because of this there is no responsible action in the world. It's because of this. Now there is a war happening, somebody says, God told me. And God has told you how to stop the war. If you are looking at the issues involved, you could have looked for a solution. But when God is telling you, go and wage a war, you must, isn't it? You must, isn't it so? So that's what is happening. Because you're trying to make the physical realities of life into something mystical, something otherworldly. Physical belongs to this world. It has to be handled by the physical laws, isn't it? What is otherworldly does not belong to the physical. That's a different dimension. That is not come into most people's lives, but they're imagining things. They want to concoct something and make simple physical realities mystical and not handle the physical properly. It is only those people who are handling the physical sensibly live well, survive well on this planet. Is that so? Is that so? Yes, that's all. So somebody dies, somebody doesn't die. There are many things that are happening in the world. Every day, how many people are dying in road accidents in Chennai? 5 people, 10 people? At least? Yes or no? Over 4,000 people are getting killed in India every day on the roads by traffic accidents. Over 4,000 people die. Oh, it's not me, maybe God is with me. That's not the point. It can happen to anybody, any moment. The way things are happening on the street, it can happen to anybody, any moment, isn't it? It's not you, maybe because you're a good driver, or maybe you did not meet those drivers. It's subject to physical reality, isn't it? There's one drunken driver on the street, not all of us will meet him. Somebody who happens to be there at that moment meets him, isn't it? How he meets him also, whether he whizzes past you or he bangs into you, is also subject to various realities, isn't it? It's a physical reality. Don't attribute all kinds of other qualities to it. Physical must be handled physically. Only then we'll have a better place to live. Now tsunami has come, all this halla gulla, you'll see, they'll all forget about it in another few years. 50 years later, tsunami comes again the same nonsense. Now what do you need? You have clearly understood. Tsunami gave you more than 7-8 hours of warning. Yes? But we didn't heed to it. We didn't have the necessary instruments in place. We didn't have any kind of early warning systems. So when it came, it looks like God's act. Suppose you were warned and you moved away, what a great wave it is. If you had a ringside view of the tsunami, fantastic scene, isn't it so? Yes or no? If people did not die, isn't it a fantastic event? We would have built stadia all along the coast, 1 kilometer inside, sat there and watched the damn thing coming, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes. Such a great event, such an absolutely beautiful event, but because we are senseless, it's a tragedy. Tsunami by itself is not a tragedy. Human ignorance is always a tragedy. It's the power of ignorance.
For more on Sadhguru, visit www.ishafoundation.org.